G'day guys and welcome back to the JFBS SuperCoach channel. And today what we're going to go through is the NBA schedule breakdown from week 17 to 23. In today's video, we'll probably change the 18 to 23 because we are currently in week 17. I forgot to record about it until Monday happened. I'm like, oh, well, I'll record my video, but I've got to make a bit of a NBA schedule breakdown for the rest of the season. If you haven't checked out the other two, it's probably a bit too late to check them out, but if you have seen it already, you probably understand what's going on. I'm literally just going to be talking about different teams that are going to be having some really good runs for the rest of the season, and some teams you probably want to avoid, players you want to avoid, just for the back end of the year. So, I mean, this is my current team. If you haven't checked out the video I posted up on Monday, go check that out. You know, why my trades are, why I've got Kawhi Leonard on 2, which we'll get to in a tick with the scheduling. But yeah, let's get straight into it. Let me just move. You probably won't see this on your screen, but I've got a recorder here. Will that be in a way of a couple of texts? No, it won't actually. Cool. So we can go back onto this page here and just filter out some teams. So one thing I'd like to mention is that for the whole season, you get 18 trade. You get like the same amount of trades as like for 3 for each week, which is really nice. So I'm actually going to end up on 0 trades by the end of the end of 23, which is really nice. So if you're in that position, which I'm sure everyone is, if you're not, then bad luck. So let's go to players here just for now. NBA schedule breakdown. So these are the total games. Okay, well, Atlanta has 23 as well. Mind you, I have not seen this in a while. Atlanta and Denver have the least amount of games overall, and it seems like Houston and Detroit have the most, which is really nice. So, yeah, most games, least games. So if you can have a look at, these are the total amount of games, very similar. It's 23 to 27. I think the past 2 episode videos I did on this, it was probably around like more of a 5 or 6 game difference. Might have been more because I remember Houston had 21 games in the first like 7 weeks, and then teams had like 28. So a lot more closer in terms of how many teams are finishing off the season. There's just a lot more 2 gamers going ending off, which we'll talk about in a bit. But yeah, Denver and Atlanta easily have the worst schedule going home because of the amount of 3s, and they have a 2. They have 2 3s and a 2 Detroit, including this week. And then Atlanta's horrible. It's 3-2-3, 4-4, 3-4. So not very good, but that's okay. They have one less game, one less week of playing 4 games, but Denver has 2. Oh wait, that doesn't really make sense. What is that? 3, 5, 8, 16, 19, 23. Oh yeah, 23. 3, 6, 10, 18, 20, 24. Okay, this is supposed to be 24. There we go. Already made a mistake. So Atlanta has the least. Then it's the 24 teams on 24. So if you want to have a look, I'll slowly scroll down and see which you can have a look at which teams are playing which amount of total games. Obviously, it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Like if we look at a Washington, for example, their schedule's pretty inconsistent in my opinion. They go 4-3-5-3, 4-4. So a bit weird there. Look at Toronto. They've got a nice run home, but they've started off with a bunch of 3s there. Is there anyone else? Orlando, yeah, they have 2 3s, a 5. Oh no, that's Philadelphia. Sorry, 3-4-3, and then the run home is really nice. So you probably want to go for that team in that part of the season. So yeah, most games, least games. These were my notes all here. So for the start, we can have a look at good starts. Dallas, New Orleans, San Antonio. I can have a look at some other guys. We could probably do it from week 18 onwards. Dallas, not wherever they are, I can't see, and San Antonio. So if we have a look here, Yeah, so they've got 2 4. This is week 17, this one. Yeah, so they've got 4 this week, 4 next week. Then they've got 3 4 3 4 4. So it's probably not horrible to go after Victor whenever you want. You're probably not looking to get rid of him as well. I think he's got maybe 1 or 2 games that he can miss. So he's eligible for like the NBA awards, or he might be ineligible. Let me know. I've already forgotten. But look, New Orleans is okay, but they have that too, so you're gonna have to get rid of them. Um, Clippers have a really bad start with that too. It's funny because I've got Kawhi, and I'll tell you in a bit why I have him because of the. Oh, I'll just tell you now. It's just his run home is really nice. This the last 6 weeks going into the season. There's 1-3, and it's just going to be a waste of a trade trading him out, someone back in. I'm happy for him to get covered by the flex, which is completely okay. Um, but yeah, look, there's really not many options from Dallas and New Orleans, in my opinion. So, yeah, as you can see, like the top 4 scorers are all San Antonio, and Champagne is one of them, which is funny. But Victor's obviously the main guy. Stephon Castle's the kind of a pod play, I would say. Like, yeah, 5.7%, 24%, or just under 25 really has Dylan Harper, so not horrible either. Um, but if we want to go after week 17s, we're looking at 18 onwards. Who's got a good start? Well, Detroit's got a good start. I mean, this is like we'll do the overall good stretch. So it's these teams down here: Brooklyn, Detroit, Houston, LA, um, not Detroit, Houston, LA, and Milwaukee. So they all have a really nice run overall. Um, the Clippers should as well, I feel, because we can include them. So you have a look here. We can have a look at highest prices. So these are probably guys that you're going to be getting in and you just forget for the rest of the season. The rest of you are probably going, oh, we'll see. We'll just have the best of the best in there and just swap them out over and over again. But yeah, your best players are obviously Luca and excuse me, Luca and Wemby. Easily your best two. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry. Easily your best two for the run home. Milwaukee only have 1-3. I don't know where. I don't know where or how many games he's missing and where Milwaukee is. Have a look at NBA standings. Sorry. I'm assuming they're 11th, so they're 26 and 31. Obviously, Giannis is trying to get back into the game, I guess. Well, they've played less games too, to be fair, compared to the Hornets and Hawks. So yeah, it's kind of hard with Giannis because he's just so injured, and I hate having him in my team. Like I've traded him in and out like twice, and that's kind of where my limit's at with these players. Um, like once I've traded you out once, I really don't want to trade you out again if I have to. A second time, oh excuse me, second time's really annoying because it's like, well, yeah, don't worry, ignore what I'm trying to say. But look, Doncic and Wemby might be still eligible for end of season awards, so he might still be racking up a lot of points for you. So that's why I kind of want to target him at some point. Obviously, I've got Kawhi, I've got Cade, I've got Jalen Brown, Durant, and Şengün. The next 5 there, which is really nice. Highest price, but probably averages might be better. Yeah, look, 1, 2, like the same. Oh, it's 6 now with Austin Reeves, but he's just been in the bin recently, and I really want to get rid of him next week. So, but yeah, technically, if we want to go just overall average, we go past 3 weeks average, I guess. Cade, Kawhi, Şengün, Durant, and Thompson at 82. I mean, it's not that great, but do you? I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Like, it's okay. Um, if we're going average overall, having 6 guys there in my team already, that's not too bad. And the other 4, obviously, it's Jokic and then other guys who are probably playing 4 games at the moment. Oh no, Kawhi's playing 2 though, so I don't know if I'm making any sense at the moment, but that's okay. So these are your good start players, or good start slash overall good stretch. So let's get rid of Dallas, New Orleans, Dallas, New Orleans, San Antonio. So these are obviously the teams you want to kind of target for the whole year. But also, if you want to go for a good middle, you've obviously got. Oh, I'm going to get rid of the Clippers because they have a good overall stretch. And where's New York? New York have. I mean, I'll put them down, but I wouldn't necessarily target them. New York and Golden State. Really, 2 teams that are absolutely nothing, in my opinion. You've got Karl Anthony Towns and probably Jalen Brunson as your only guys that I would consider. I mean, look at this. Brunson just scored a 10 for you. I mean, how good is that? Not good at all. So, and like Steph Curry's injured, Jimmy Butler's out for the season. I mean, you could bring in Gui Santos if you want. He's been a bloody killer for me recently. He's been averaging like 15 and 6. I'm pretty sure I watched a quick video on him. Shout out 6 Rings of Steel. If you know, you know. But he's locked down. Is this? Yeah, here he is. Not here he is. Yeah, 72 average is not too bad, but like you're not going to realistically bring him in. I'm probably getting rid of him next week to free up some more cash to bring him some other guys as well, including getting rid of Austin Reeves, please, with his amazing 17-point game. But going back to it, there's really not many options in my opinion because Golden State, yeah, they have the 3 games in a row where they're playing 4, but you're probably not going with Curry. And you're not going with the New York guys because a 2-week turnaround isn't nice. And then you have 3 weeks where it's just playing 3 games. So probably likely to avoid those 2 teams. And then if you want to go for a good end, this is obviously where there's a lot of teams in play. Now, when I said good end, I've got to I try to put all teams in. I don't necessarily, I mean, what I was trying to say is I don't necessarily think Atlanta have a good end or a bad end. It's okay because that 3 right here is not going to be too good. So yeah, so you know what? It's fine. We'll add them for now because from week 20 onwards they're fine. So Atlanta with Jalen Johnson there, who scored a whopping 9. I'm glad I got rid of him for instead of getting rid of Kawhi. So now they're basically playing 2 games together. Good end is Atlanta, Charlotte, Chicago, Memphis, Orlando's got a really nice end to the season. I think Toronto do as well. Yeah, Toronto do. Utah, Washington. So these are not bad teams to go for in the end. You've obviously got Jalen Johnson, but now that he's only scored a 9 this week, he's playing the 2 next week. God, I don't know, just a magician of like, when to get rid of players. Obviously, he scored a 9. He's got 2 more games to go for. I feel like Kawhi can score more than Jalen Johnson potentially this week because I think he's got Washington, Portland again, but Kawhi's got Minnesota, New Orleans. But for the end of the season, you've got Scotty Barnes, who's a really good option. I really rate the way he plays with his averages, which is really nice. Just a bit of everything, which is good. And Josh Giddey as well, if he can get himself healthy. If we scroll up to Chicago, a nice 3 games end to the season would be really nice, but it's going to be really hard to compete with guys like Doncic and I know Cade, you can put him at the 2. And then you've got Johnson and Giannis. You've got Luka that you probably want at the end of the season. There's quite a few guys that you want to have. Normally, the flex position, I'd rather have it would be a Jokic and Wembanyama combo where it's the 2 centers, which is nice. Realistically, both you'd have Giannis and what's his face, Jalen Johnson at your 4s. Your 3s are probably like I've got Şengün though, so probably going to say no unless I'm doing some side trading for more points in general. Mind you, I actually should have captained this week, but that's okay. Um, what was I trying to say? So, like, I'm trying to think of the guys that I've got on my team. We'll try and remember the back end of the season, guys. But like one, two, three. I mean, I might get rid of him in Thompson. I just got him in because he's playing four, and I can. If I can't get rid of him this week, then he can always get. I can always get rid of him next week, and like just onwards and onwards. Great, Harden scored a 13. Um, what's Philadelphia's run home? Oh, it's not great. I think I need to get rid of him. Second most traded out in my team. It's not really many. There's not really much point because he's playing three next week and then five, then three, three, four, four. We'll see how it goes. He could be turned into a Luka Doncic potentially. Because yeah, so we'd have Cade Cunningham, Maxi, Josh Giddey. You've got to think about Josh Giddey, Scotty Barnes. One of them will be here. The other one will be there. Cunningham will be there. And then you've got to have you could probably put Jaylen Brown there, and then your flex positions, your center. There's a lot of good options in those teams that I've just filtered off. Let's just do it again. So this is at the end of the season. It was Atlanta, Boston, Brooklyn, Charlotte, Chicago. Oh, we won't do Atlanta. Oh, why not? They play. Oh, we'll just do Atlanta for now. Good overall stretch. Detroit, Houston, LA, Milwaukee. That's Milwaukee. There they are. And then good end is Atlanta, Charlotte, Chicago. Atlanta, Charlotte, Chicago, Memphis, Orlando. And these bottom three teams. Yeah. So what I was going to say as well. So the best runs home is obviously Memphis, but I mean, who's Memphis's highest averaging player? We can have a look together. Zach Edey, and he's out. So probably not much point. Then it's Ty Jerome. Ty Jerome's a bit weird. Where's it's weird seeing Jaren Jackson Jr. at 20.8. Like he's in a Utah jersey. Where's Ja Morant? He's at averaging 12. He might not be too bad to go for next year, but that's next season to worry about. 12.6 mil isn't too bad. What was I trying to say? So they've got probably the best run home easily with 5 weeks as well. Detroit, I know, have got a really nice run. I mean, we're just saying the same teams over and over again, but yeah, Orlando, that was a team that I was going to mention. Like, you're going for France is still injured, Jesus. Or Paolo, as much as he's a little bit inconsistent for my liking, he's probably not a bad pick because you look at Orlando's last 4 and you might compare it to, who's a team we can compare it to? Like Milwaukee. Like you might be saying, oh, let me get Paolo in this week. And then I could probably keep him for the whole week instead of Giannis, for example. Obviously, you're going to be choosing Giannis 3 over Paolo's 4, in my opinion, but that's just an example. Is there anyone else? Like Toronto, like you might be going for Paolo before Scotty Barnes or a guy from Utah. So just be in mind with that because you're trying to plan ahead of the next 3 weeks. That's kind of what you want to do. Like scheduling is a big thing in NBA, unfortunately. Not as much as in footy or, I mean, soccer it is when it comes to who's your easy weeks coming up. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for me. I think teams to avoid and guys to avoid. We can talk about that actually before I let you guys go. Atlanta, I'm only going to do them except for what's his face, Jalen Johnson. That's going to be my only one. Golden State and New York, we'll just put a line through them. They don't have a good really run. OKC, I'm going to say don't go for them either. Like maybe there's not really like maybe at the end of the season you go for that 4-3-4 and you got Shea. He's the only guy I can really think of, but he's injured at the time. the time we're speaking, which I mean we're going to be publishing this later today, but you get what I mean. Other teams you probably want to avoid. Oh, that's another thing. Teams that are playing two. Um, round 22, most teams playing two is three with Denver, New York, and Portland as well. Cleveland. Is Cleveland? Yeah, you're probably avoiding Cleveland after this week. I'm getting rid of James Harden this week. If we're looking at my trades, really, it's going to be Harden. Will it be Reeves? Maybe, maybe not. But it'll definitely be Harden. Maybe Maxi. I don't want to get rid of him yet. And that's what? I'll be at just under 20 mil. I'll probably trade Santos or a Prosper to make more money and save more money in the bank. But yeah, Harden might get turned into Luca potentially, but they're not going to get rid of Austin Reeves and a guy like Amen Thompson. Get some other guys in, bring them in, and hopefully do well for me. But is there anything I'd like to talk about? Atlanta, Cleveland, Denver, Clippers, Minnesota, New Orleans, New York, and Portland, and Phoenix have two. That's another team you probably want to say a hard pass to, because I think if you look at Phoenix's averages, like who's averaging the most? Obviously, Devin Booker. He hasn't been playing. Yeah, look, he's not doing too well. They're playing two this week, actually, so would be surprised if you guys had him. I think Phoenix have had a really bad run. There's not really like a really consistent schedule for them this year, so bad luck to be a Phoenix fan kind of wanting some players from that side. Anything else I'd like to talk about? Last round as well, so you're probably avoiding these four teams in the last round, which are Charlotte, New Orleans, Sacramento, Utah, because everyone else is playing four in that week, and that'll be pretty crucial. You'll be wanting everyone playing four, as much as one of those guys will be covered by the flex if you had one less trade. But to be fair, like which one of those four teams you got in your starting 11? So I would probably just completely ignore that. But what I was going to try and say, even if you did have them just by off chance, I know it's a one game difference and they'll be covered by the flex, but if someone else, for example, I'll have all 11 guys playing four, I'll make sure of that. And basically what I would want from that is, what am I trying to say? Is that like all guys were playing four, and then doesn't matter who's it's going to be the worst score. Whereas your will be covered by the flex kind of duh moment, but like it's kind of hard to explain what I'm trying to say. Maybe a visual representation might help. So all these guys are playing four. Whoever this flex guy, who I think will score more than, let's say, Amen Thompson, like I can think that, but it might be someone else who gets injured and goes down. Whereas if you had Amen Thompson and Kawhi Leonard, and you're going, and if Kawhi's playing four, Amen's playing three, you're kind of banking on Kawhi to have the least amount of score, and banking on Amen Thompson to go, oh, well, I need you to do well, and it's kind of that extra pressure on yourself, going, well, I really should have done those trades, this, that, and the third. But I don't know if that made sense, but I hope it kind of did. You're better off having a full team of fours than threes in the end of the season. Probably not going for any Memphis guys unless Ja Morant just tears it up, but I don't really see it. Paolo's probably not a bad idea, and Franz Wagner is probably decent as well to end your season, but it's going to be pretty tough with these Houston guys with Durant, Şengün, and Thompson. Like, I want to keep Şengün at that power forward position. Luckily, we could probably have, like, end of season, I'd want Cunningham, Luka, or Barnes/Giddey, Luka, Cunningham, Brown, Jokic there. I've got Kawhi. These Durant/Jalen Johnson. This is like Wembanyama. Brown can go up there. Like, we've got so many different options that are going to be really annoying. But yeah, guys that I think we talk about my guys in it like at the moment. Guys that I think will be staying on my team for the rest of the season is Cunningham. Jokic is definitely staying. He's just sitting in your center position for the rest of the season. If he gets injured, it's kind of a blessing in disguise because then you have 25 mil to really spread it around those other guys. It wasn't too bad for that stretch, I'll be honest, when he was injured, but it was annoying when he came back. But going back to it, Cunningham, I'm not keeping these three, I don't think. Jokic, Kawhi, Amenza maybe, Durant, Şengün, and Brown. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 guys out of the 11 I'll be keeping. So I know Amen's got the nice schedule, but he's a bit funky at the moment. Like he's got Şengün's a 97. Has he gone down? Okay, interesting. And Thompson's up to a 44, but um, it's just a little bit too inconsistent for my liking. But yeah, I think next week I'll be trading Harden. Don't want to say Maxi, but it could. Harden, maybe Reeves, maybe Thompson. Oh, Santos actually might be in there, so it might be Harden, Santos. Maybe that's it. Maybe even Prosper and just trading him down to a 3.5 guy because that's what I'm probably starting to look to do is look for guys who are at that really basement price. Oh, look at that. Some random guy for the Warriors who plays the most as well. So, like, I mean, Jalen Clark and Gary Trent Jr., they play the most games. Like, they're guys that could potentially just make you money in a way. You know, Justin Edwards has lost 3.8. Trent Jr.'s lost 3.4. I know, like, it's their basement price. I'm probably going to be looking at that 3.5 mil area and then go, okay, will they play and make somewhat money just in case something happens? Not that I think it will happen, but yeah, probably looking at a guy like Gary Trent Jr. or Jalen Clark. But I've got a feeling if he's injured or not. Or Micah Peavy. Remember that guy? He made everyone a lot of money. I think it was him or someone else. I think it was him. Connects. Jace Richardson, Justin Edwards, Tyrese Proctor's not getting any minutes now because of the Cleveland trades that they've done. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for me. I hope majority of what I was trying to say made sense. If you've made it through to the end, shout out to you because you've just listened to me just like yap out of my ass for nearly half an hour. I don't know how you've done that, and I don't know how I've done that as well. Just mind you, I haven't like seen the schedule. I did this like back when I was planning the second schedule and the first schedule, like which teams have got a really nice obviously who's got a nice schedule going into the end of the season. I haven't seen this in ages and I forgot to record it. And so this is just me being freeballing basically all of this. But yeah, that's going to do it for me. Hopefully you guys have a good one. Good luck for your week, the rest of your week of the NBA. And hopefully you took a couple notes from the end of schedule for this season. But yeah, thanks again for tuning in. Hopefully you guys have a good one. And I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.